Speak soon. You can cut that out. That was what he was aiming for.
Trying to solve their own problem.
Exactly. What was that?
I think that was 1997? 2007. Yeah. Yeah.
Go loud. I'm telling
वो
you.
अंदर नाम ही से बात कर रहा हूँ.
Yeah, I don't know energy.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Hi everybody, this is Priyanka Grover. I go as Grow and Grover.
Hi, this is Yashish Trivedi. People call me YT as well.
And today we're going to talk about the big Amazon and we'll take it from the top.
Yep. And let's start from the beginning where Jeff Bezos was having some thoughts about starting something of his own while he was already working for Wall Street. And he was making a good amount of money. And he had some idea about starting an online business, especially in the book segment, which was not something that people had seen at that point of time. And the idea was to just have a fastest delivery service. That's how Amazon began. And I don't know if many people know about this, but Amazon was not really called Amazon before. It was called Kadabra. The idea being like the abracadabra that we knew from our childhood, where like you just do magic and something will appear. And that was his main idea of the service that he wanted to deliver to the market.
And the year was what, 1994?
I think it started in 1994 and 95 I think he launched officially Amazon.com.
Super interesting. I mean, starting from like 95 actually launching the online marketplace.
Yeah.
And it wasn't profitable. It reported the first profit in 2003. And it was the first time a profit of a 2-digit profit number was reported by Amazon. So a long, almost a decade of reporting losses. And the profit then reported was attributed to expanding categories across the board. So it was a shop, a marketplace for anything and everything that you can potentially think of. And that started in 2000. Started yielding profit then in 2003. The funding story is also really interesting because you see that how is it that a business of this stature would last almost a decade without really making any money to the investors. So to your point, 95 is when it launched the company as an online marketplace. The first time when it raised money was also the year 95. $8 million was the first sort of money that it raised from investors. But quite soon after, 97 is when it got listed on the Wall Street. The stock price, and from the listing itself, it raised about $54 million. There is a very interesting snippet trivia right there. If you would have bought an 18 USD stock back in 1997, that would have made you 27,000 USD today.
Wow.
So yeah, I think if you could have done, you would have been probably sitting on a lot of cash right now. So yeah, that's the Amazon piece. And 2003, though the profit then reported was still a 2-digit number. Yeah. 2-digit million, still like a smaller profit compared to what the scale of the company and business is. The actual cash cow of Amazon is essentially AWS.
Yeah.
It got launched to the market in 2006, but the interesting and super mind-boggling snippet about AWS is it was an in-house project. It was their internal infrastructure optimization with the view to automate and scale faster and optimize cost. That was what he was aiming for.
Yeah, they were trying to solve their own problem.
Exactly. And they ended up becoming a market innovator.
Yeah.
And that too coming from a company like Amazon, which is supposed to be an e-commerce marketplace. And they ended up beating the biggies, the big techs like the Microsofts of the world.
You would think that someone like them would come up with a cloud service.
Exactly. So I think AWS continues to be the biggest cash cow for Amazon.
Yeah. And I think definitely Amazon Web Service is the biggest revenue generator for them right now. But while we are talking about like what clicked and what stuck with Amazon and which is helping them grow, I think what is also important, we talk about things which did not work for them through this years and what they have tried and experimented and failed. And there are quite a few examples of those as well, and which also tells a good story about our company has not shied away from trying and testing few rounds. So just to name a few, like one of the biggest blunders that we know about is the Fire Phone, where they lost millions, and it was a very bold like investment, and they went through a very big chunk of their entire pool of funds that they wanted to invest in that. I will get into that, what exactly was that. And then there were a few other failures that they had to, like, through the years, where they always tried to, like, not only innovate and all, but they were not shy also to trying to copy what is working in the market. So like they started with the Amazon travel service, which was trying to compete with Expedia, which did not work, and I think they shut.
Which year was that?
I think that was 97? 2007. I don't know. Yeah. And I think 97, they had just started. 2007 probably. And I think that they also did few others, like Amazon Askwill, which was something that they tried to copy Quora and Yahoo Answers. And that also did not stay around for a long period. As in, it was there for 7 years, but it was never making any money as such. So they shut that as well. And few others to name was they tried to copy Amazon Local, which was the something that they wanted to
which was like Groupon's
model, and then that also did not work, and they stopped within like 4 years and they moved ahead, right? So they've always been experimenting and trying, and that's what about these big companies, right? They try, they want to fail, and the products which would actually stick would be something that they want to take forward. So they would deliberately try and start
taking risk. They're not just market innovators and market disruptors all the time. They have tried to sort of copy existing functional models and did not make big in that aspect.
And then they will start something, and they will be okay to just chop it off and then move ahead and try to grow another.
It's quite interesting. I mean, in general, Amazon's ways of working are quite unique. To name a few, which a lot of other corporates are trying to sort of emulate and imitate and sort of bring it in their sort of operating model in some way or fashion. To quote a few, there's this whole press release concept. So it's almost like any new product or significant product release or changes to an existing product that you have to sort of launch, you start with how is it that you're going to speak to market about it. You start with the press release and then you work backwards. So that's a very popular.
And then don't release the press release. It's something that they just
exactly.
They release it?
No, not like
that would be quite cool.
And also confusing for the market for sure. But no. So they don't really do that. But in a guidance or a framework, let's just call it like that. One is that. Another is in some of the meetings at Amazon, they would have an empty chair as a visual representation of a customer. So while they make those decisions, it's almost that you have a customer's front and center and guide you as to how is it that you should think about it. So obviously everyone talks about customer centricity as being a key value in their shareholder letters, but how is it that you actually bring it to action? Amazon has those, these very unique methods, which I think helps separate the organization from the rest of the pack that they compete with. The other is your have like the day one mindset. Again, that gets repeated on most of their shareholder letters because there's this relentless focus on innovation that they wanna operate like a company who's on day one, focusing on innovation versus going to day two. What they really mean by that is day two companies focus then on execution more than innovation. And when you kind of become driven by execution mindset, you would become irrelevant. So that again, I think is that continuous reminder, and so much so that there are some buildings that are called as day one in Amazon as well,
Oh,
just
wow.
for a constitutive,
Reminder on
Exactly.
like that. This is what we. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's very unique. Then this other method, which I'm sure you must have heard of it as well, in terms of what is an optimal team size,
Yeah.
in case if your team can be fed by two
Oh,
pizzas.
two pizza roll. Yeah.
Yeah. So the two pizza rule, and because bigger teams, then you don't really have accountabilities, inefficiencies inevitably sets in. So it's quite unique on that front. So we've discussed many things about Amazon just
Yeah.
now. I mean, I'm for sure we can spend hours discussing about the whole Amazon journey. There's just so much one could learn from it. But from your standpoint, Vaiti, what do you think is the badass moment or the kick-ass moment of Bezos?
If I have to choose one particular
Yes,
thing,
just
I would always go back to the failure that they faced with the Fire Phone, and like it's not the success that defines you. It's usually the failures and how you bounce back, right? And the one thing that resonates is like the statement he made in the investors meeting, right? Like when you make such a big failure, you'll usually shy and you'll explain what happened and what did not work. But he just went boldly and he was like, oh, if you think that Fire Phone was like this big a failure, we are working on something which will make you feel like Fire Phone as a very small blip in so just brace for it. And he's like, I'm not kidding, like we are working on things which are gonna fail and they are gonna bomb and much bigger. So that's what he always stood for, right? Like experiment, fail big, fall forward, and that basically makes Amazon that badass company. And that moment was like something which probably defines why they are this big giant that they are right now.
That really is a badass moment as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a wrap. And
This is a wrap for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed discussing Amazon. And if you do like the video and if you want to sort of keep watching us more,
like and subscribe. And
also share.
Yeah, can be a method as well, even though it's our first video.
Yes. Thank you. We'll speak soon. You can cut that out.